I struggled for a long time with surviving. And no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for.
If you were pushed to the edge of survival, how far would you go? In The Last of Us, Joel Miller isn't just a survivor. He's a man shaped, broken, remade by loss. Today we're diving deep into the heart and the soul of the gaming's most morally complex characters, Joel Miller. Briefly teasing what is about to be of a man, wishing to burn the world back as it has burned him. Joel's story doesn't start like any other zombie apocalypse. It starts with a family. Before the cordyceps outbreak, Joe is a single father in Texas, raising his daughter Sarah. He's a working class man, likely doing contracting or construction, a provider, not a fighter. His world revolves around Sarah. Joel's humanity is grounded in being a father, not a soldier, and especially not a killer. But everything changed in one night. When the outbreak hits, Joel's priority is now shifted, not for himself, but for his daughter. And yet, despite his best efforts, Sarah dies in his arms, shot by the very soldier following orders. This is the moment where Joel's soul fractures. It's not only that Sarah dies that night, but it's that he dies with her. From that moment on, Joel's moral compass is smashed. Survival becomes everything. Trust no one. Love no one. When we meet Joel again 2 decades later, he's almost unrecognizable. Cold, efficient, and detached. The character traits we never have thought he would ever become a part of. He's become a smuggler in the Boston's quarantine zone, doing whatever it takes to survive. He kills without hesitation, almost as if it's a habit of his. Joel isn't a good man anymore, at least not by society's old standards. But here is the new ones. Joel isn't cruel for cruelty's sake. He's a pragmatic. Brutality is a tool, a currency for the survived world. He is willing to beat a man to death for information. He trades in weapons, drugs, whatever he needs to get by. He operates under a new morality. You do what you must. You keep breathing. That's it. Enter Ellie, a 14-year-old girl who's immune to infection, a more important character in Joel's life. A reminder of what Joel lost that night. At first, Joel sees Ellie as nothing more than a cargo, a job, a means to an end. But as the journey unfolds, Ellie breaks through his walls. She reminds him of Sarah, not in a superficial way, but in a spiritual way. She has the same spark, stubbornness, and need for protection. Unlike any father would, he wishes to protect her back. Joel doesn't choose to love Ellie. In fact, he actually chooses to deny it. He chooses to deny himself the luxury of ever loving again. It happens despite himself. He fights it, but ultimately he falls victim for becoming a father in a collapsed world. This is the emotional core of Joel's character. A man who's being dehumanized by grief, slowly learning how to care, at great personal risk. By the end of the journey, Joel faces an impossible choice. The Fireflies can use Ellie to create a vaccine, but in doing so, it would kill her. Here's where Joel's true complexities lie bare. Here is where he needs to make the ultimate sacrifice, or to be the ultimate villain of his story. Rational morality says he should let Ellie die for the greater good. Personal morality says otherwise. Says you don't let loved ones die again. Not right in front of you, not for you. Joel chooses love over humanity. He slaughters dozens of fireflies, including doctors, to save Ellie. Not because it's right, but because he cannot lose his only world ever again. He cannot choose to. He lies to Ellie about it afterwards, claiming the fireflies found other immune people and didn't need her. This lie cements Joel's transformation. A man who once lost everything chooses to protect his second chance at all cost, even if it dooms the world and lets it to rot. Joel's decision isn't black or white. It's not heroic. It's not purely villainous. It's deeply human. In a world stripped of all rules and structure, Joel creates his own morality. My people, my world, my rules. The game forces us to ask, was Joel wrong to save Ellie? Was the world worth saving at the cost of one child? And most hauntingly, would we have done any differently? Would we have made any other choices? Would we made a better father figure for one child? Joel isn't a character you can put in a box. He is not a hero. He is not a villain. He's a broken man who's loved too fiercely and is willing to damn the world for that love. That's what makes him timeless. That's what makes him one of the game's best characters ever known. He represents the cost of survival. He embodies the gray areas of human emotion. He leaves us wondering if in the same place we would have made the same choice. Joel Miller is the embodiment of simple truth. Survival isn't about staying alive, it's about having something to live for. Joel's story isn't just about surviving a broken world, it's about surviving a broken heart. In saving Ellie, he saves himself, even if the world never forgives him. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Joel Muir's character, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth storytelling breakdowns, and tell me in the comments, would we have done any differently? Or would you have done any differently? Until the next time, see ya.